Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network. As tonight we're here at Eldora, the Big E, the big half mile, located in the cornfields of Ohio. Welcome, everyone. Sit on down, grab a drink, and let's get ready to rock and roll. As tonight we're here with the Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series, and I will be your host for tonight. My name is KR Stolfus, and on the mics with me here tonight is none other than Mike Peterson. Mike, how you doing out here tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Ready for some racing. New season here with the Dirt Slingers, so it's going to be a fun show.
It is a new season, a new set of, circumstances, and hopefully we'll be crowning a champion at the end of this. But before we can get to all that, we got 12 weeks of racing right here on Thursday night. We're glad you are all here and joining us as part of this Dirt Racing Network, as drivers are into their final few moments of practice / drivers meeting. And Mike, we know a lot of what goes on here at the Dirt Racing Network is made possible by our sponsors. So why don't you take this moment and fill us in on who's helping support us?
We have Wicked Energy Gum, Wicked Cushion Esports, Barnes Painting, Wags and Casey's, Edmund Trophy, Tim Sims, Raven Graphics, and Balducci Trucking are the ones. I know we got a couple new ones. I'm still waiting for confirmation on those, but we're going to get ready to go to qualifying, so that's going to take us to tonight's national anthem.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dirt Racing Network. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Qualifying, about ready to wrap up. Alex Smolders is your Balducci Trucking quick time and for the moment, but with just 6 seconds left, it doesn't look like anyone is going to be able to take over the top spot from Alex. And so he is going to win that Balducci Trucking quick time for the first time this season. As we get ready to fire off heat race number 1, I'm going to throw it back to Mike and let him tell you how the lineups are going to look.
All right, getting it ready for heat race number 1, presented by Wicked Cushion Esports. 3 heat races on tap here tonight. Getting these guys lined up here on pit road. Waiting for a couple more in the grid. Going to go 10 laps, top 2 to the full dash. Top 3 to tonight's A main. Everybody else do the consolations. It's going to be starting on the pole here for heat race number 1, presented by Wicked Cushion Esports. Get these guys Where's the grid? Still waiting on a couple of the grid, but starting on the pole in the Kinza Racing Sim Team DRC chassis, profile by Sanford, wicked cushion, number 211 from Merlin, Ontario, Canada. That is Cole Newhoffen. Starting on his outside, or Alex Smolder, excuse me, starting on his outside in the Kinza Racing Sim Team. Mazaya Valley Transportation, wicked cushion, number 11 from Waverly, Nebraska. That is Cole Newhoffen. Starting in the third spot in the Tony Stewart Racing, Simmelman Racing, Scott King's Design, 19 Design, number 18 from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. That is Austin Simmelman. Starting in the fourth position in the Black Diamond Motorsports, UDTV 19 Design, Tim Sims, number 36 from Sellersburg, Indiana. That is Nathan Davis. Starting in the fifth position in the Kinza Racing Sim Team Border Tire Wicked Cushion Dirt Racing Network, number 5 from Franklin, Pennsylvania. That is Braden Eiler. In the sixth position in the number 7, that is Jacob Fields. Starting in the seventh spot in the Black Diamond Motorsports, UDTV Tim Sims, Sim Styles, number 1 from Pittsboro, Indiana. That is Mason Hannigan. Starting in the eighth spot in the Black Diamond Motorsports, Dirty Dicks Ultimate Dirt TV, number 91 from Lima, Ohio. That is Ernie Williams. Starting in the ninth spot in the Bill Russell Ford, number 96 from Starksville, Mississippi. That is Matt Dixon. And starting in 10th in the Team SKD Scott King's Design, number 118 from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That is Scott King. 10 cars making the call here for heat race number 1.
Lights have gone out on the Chevy Silverado. Mulder's in that 211 machine. Got a little bit of a gap here for the rest of the field as everyone's starting to get nose to tail here. And we fire off our heat race number 1. Green flag waves, and we are underway here at Eldora. Smolders with a big jump. Cole Newhoffen going to the top side. He's going to try and make it work, but the 18 machine of Austin Simmelman down on the bottom. Cole going to pinch him a little bit. Room being had, though, and they come up off the corner now. Simmelman's going to have to deal with a hard-charging Nathan Davis in the 36. Side by side down the backstretch they go. Holding my breath there. Thought they were going to get together, but man, these drivers are good now. Almost even closer that time. Davis going to have to back up, and he's going to lose a spot to Braden Eiler in that 6 machine. Eiler solidly into 4th place, but here comes Davis down to his inside, right through the middle of the track. Now 3 wide off of turn number 2. One of them getting in trouble. That was the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. He's got a rear bumper full of Night Riders. We got trouble in the front. Cole Newhoffen has gone around, and the caution is out, but Cole on all 4 tires able to keep it running. He is going to try and rejoin the track. Or I shouldn't say the track, but looks like he's going up pretty far. So caution coming out here. Smolders in that 211 machine. Out in the front. Wicked cushion on the front wing of that thing. EOL penalty being given to the 11 of Cole Newhoffen. So he has got some work to do. We are working lap 5 of 10. Cole, one of those drivers, though, that can get his elbows up. He's got a chance to recover, got a few laps, but he's got to make quick work here. Nathan Davis in the 36 has gone to pit lane. We'll see if he can get back out there, but things are looking dire for the 36 here in heat race number 1. So with the lights on the Chevy Silverado, these drivers got a chance to catch their breath. Single file restart here. Everyone going to try and protect that high side. The Smolders now has Simmelman behind him. Eiler sitting in 3rd. Ernie Williams 4th. Rounding out your top 5 is the 007 of Jacob Fields. And here we go. Smolders. Long wait before he gets to the throttle this time. Now he's on the loud pedal. We go back under green. Smolder's going to do the bottom lane and drift it up to the high side. Gets a good run down the backstretch using that line. Ernie Williams down to the inside, slide job on Eiler in the 6. Eiler's going to return the favor down into 1 and 2. Has to check up just a little bit as Smolders and Simmelman battled side by side. And for the moment, the 211 out in front. We're going to have 3 laps to go. Newhaufen in the 11 machine trying to work his way forward. He is going to slide up in front of Matt Dixon. But at the front, they run nose to tail, 1, 2, and 3. Third place, Eiler. Simmelman in second. 2 more times around. Eiler diving down to the bottom off of turn number 2, trying to catch these leaders. Final lap here in heat race number 1, and Smolders opening up a little bit of a gap as Simmelman tried to change it up. Last chance. Here we come off of turn number 4. And your Waggy and KCI 55 Lawyers heat race winner is going to be Alex Smolders. Just like that, we move on to heat race number 2. Mike, I'm going to let you take that away once again.
Heat race number 2 coming on to pit road, presented by Barnes Painting. Getting these guys lined up here. Going to have 10 cars, waiting on 2 more to grid. Starting on the pole here for heat race number 2 in the Black Diamond Motorsports, Tim Sims Ultimate Dirt TV 19 design, number 80 from Plymouth, Wisconsin. That is Josh Stanky. Starting in the second spot, still waiting for him to grid in the number 3. That is Lewis Hewitt. Starting in the third position, then the Brett Marks Racing Sim Team, Baps Auto Supply, Wicked Cushion, number 15 from Farmington, Minnesota. That is Michael Sheridan. Starting in the fourth spot, in the Elbows Up Sim Sport, Fairway Mortgage, BS Air, Catch Fence Apparel, number 85 from Millersburg, Pennsylvania. That is Tyler Schell. Starting in the fifth position, in the Mode Media House, number 23, that is Justin Thomas. Starting in sixth, in the UDSRA, Highside Racewear, TH Designs, number 19 from Hanover, Pennsylvania, that is Troy Wagaman. Starting in the seventh spot, in the 421, that is Britton Roxbury. Starting eighth, in the Casey's General Store, number 4 from Des Moines, Iowa, that is Jason Randolph. Starting in the ninth position, in the number 10 from Dayton, Ohio, that is Cameron Merriman. And starting in 10th, in the number 422, that is Mike Roxbury. 10 cars here for heat race number 2, going 10 laps. Top 3 to tonight's A-Main, top 2 to the pole dash. Everybody else through the consolation races.
Lights are out on our Chevy Silverado pace truck. 10 laps to decide the fate of who is going to the A-Main, who's going to the pole dash, and who has to work through what could be a little bit of alphabet soup here tonight. But the 00, I'm sorry, that's the 80. Ooh, I don't have my glasses on. He gets a good jump. Josh Steinke down into the race lead, but the battle for second place now make it third. Big stack up at the back. We got one around. Troy Wagaman in the 19 machine. We stayed green, but he has lost a whole lot of ground, and Troy gets back to the throttle as they continue to battle it out at the front of the field. Steinke has some pressure from second and third. Michael Sheridan moving forward quickly, threading the needle on the outside of Sheridan. Lewis Hewitt with a bold move, holding on to that spot. Sheridan now going to fall back to the clutches of Tyler Schell. And one going up and over, huge contact into turn number 1. Jason Randolph involved. Cameron Merriman getting a piece of it. Justin Thomas as well. So Justin Thomas in the 23 looking a little worse for wear. We got one up in smoke as well. That was a lucky break for Troy Wagaman as he's going to get a chance to catch up to this field. Justin Thomas makes his way onto pit road. So too does the 421 of Britton Roxbury. Heavy contact for those two as they went tumbling in turn number 1. but Steinke in the 80 machine out in front, breathing that clean air. Lewis Hewitt in second place. Final transfer spot is Tyler Schell in the 3, Michael Sheridan in 4th. The lap 4 of 10, seeing our first caution of the night. Well, of heat race number 2. Whew. I'm too excited just to be a part of the Dirt Racing Network. Lights have gone out on the Silverado. Justin Thomas, Brenton Roxbury, Jason Randolph, all on pit road. Early exits for heat race number 2. Steinke going to try and get on the throttle here as he dives down to the inside, gets a good run and a good jump. Free and clear into turn number 1. Meanwhile, the battle for third place, the final transfer, that is under attack. Here comes Michael Sheridan to the inside of Tyler Schell, but he's going to just go single file down the front stretch. Your top 4 running nose to tail as they try and peel off the high bank and get a run down on the inside. Sheridan drifting up just a little bit, trying to find some extra grip with that right rear on the cushion. Meanwhile, Steinke inches off the wall, making it look easy here in heat race number 2. Lewis Hewitt following in his tire tracks. We're going to have 3 laps to go here in our second heat race. These two battling for the win, but right now they are sitting as the 2 drivers who will make it into the pole dash. Tyler Schell, Michael Sheridan still trying to go at it for this 3rd spot. Sheridan losing a little bit of ground here. Sheridan doesn't look as quick into the entry as Schell, and it is starting to prove, well, not to Sheridan's liking, as he is going to be one of the drivers who has to transfer through the mains. Final time around, though, Steinke in the 80, solidly out in front. Going to pull a gap here, but down to the inside. Lewis Hewitt making a move, but not able to do it. Your heat race JIR Motorsports winner goes to Joshua Steinke. And just like that, heat race number 2 is done and over with. We move on to heat race number 3, and Mike will have the lineup.
Heat race number 3 coming on to pit road. 10 cars get lined up here. I'll give you the starting lineup here as soon as they finish gridding up. Starting on the pole here for heat race number 3, final heat race of the evening in the Brent Mark Sim Team. M&M Painting and Construction Wiki Cushion number 5 from York, Pennsylvania. That is Jeremy Zarfos. Starting on his outside in the Swindell Speed Lab, number 74, that is Adam Elby. Starting in the 3rd position in the Black Diamond Motorsports, Ultimate Dirt TV, number 54 from Ellington, Florida, that is John Batista. Starting 4th in the Swindell Speed Lab, Fast 4 Media, JST, number 5 from Loomis, California, that is Rusty Kruger. Starting 5th in the Black Diamond Motorsports, Ultimate Dirt TV, number 10 from Warrensburg, Missouri, that is Ryan Scheidt. Starting 6th into number 26, that is Joe Isabel. Starting 7th in the Brent Marks Racing Sim Team, Alkaline 88, Wicked Cushion number 25 from Ontario, Ohio, that is Kevin Click. Starting in the 8th spot in the JZ iRacing Photography, number 17 from Fremont, Ohio, that is Alex Stautiger. Starting 9th in the Elbows Up Sim Sport, Over the Wall Photography, number 21 from Hanford, California, that is Shea Paulo. And starting in 10th in the USRA, Highside Racewear, Forrest, Weg, and Casey I-55 Lawyer, number 73 from St. Louis, Missouri, that is Larry Moody. 10 cars making the call here for the final heat race of the evening. Top 3 to tonight's 8 main, top 2 to the pole dash, everybody else to the consolations.
Jay-Z in the 5 machine, going to have a good shot here for turn number 1. Has to get a good launch, but Adam Elby on his outside, not going to let him get too far away. Elby gets a good jump, but Batista with a move up into second place. Down to the inside, side by side, they go into turn number 3, and Jay-Z had to make a move as Elby did a slide job. Now Elby sideways on the track, caution flag coming out. We got one on their side. That is Joe Isabel. And he is going directly to the pits as he was unfortunate, did not able to land on all 4 tires. Jeremy Zarfos able to survive that LB slide job. So the 74 machine able to slide into 3rd place, but race control going to look at that and take a peek at who was at fault or if it was a racing incident. I did not have a clear view of what went down there, but I know that was a big stack up going into turn number 1. The lap number 2 under yellow here. Jeremy Zarfos, John Batista sitting 1 and 2. Adam Elby, Alex sitting in 4th. As the field cycles around this big half-mile speedway. Zarfos going to have to try and do it again, but I'll tell you what, he better be ready this time. I think he learned a little bit going into turn 1 and 2 there. Big slide job from drivers a little bit further in the field and kind of wakes you up a little bit, gets your heart racing a little bit faster than just driving out there. So we'll see what that 5 can do. Batista in the 54. Wily veteran here in iRacing. We'll see what he has up his sleeve. Green flag is out. Zarfos with a good jump. And he's going to protect that inside lane into the entry, but drift up high. Meanwhile, back at the back a little bit. 3-4 wide there for a moment. Larry Moody in the 73 trying to work his way forward after starting in 10th place. He finds himself in 6th. Battle at the front, though. Jeremy Zarfos trying to hold off John Batista. Zarfos dives down to the bottom. Batista going to slide underneath him as Zarfos drifted up. Now Batista returning the favor. Zarfos going to do the crossover back down to the inside as they run side by side down the backstretch. Zarfos going to have the momentum up to the high side. Has to abort the slide job, and that is going to clear Batista into the race lead. 5 laps to go here in heat race number 3. And Batista opening up a gap over JZ Adam Elby into 3rd place. These 3 drivers have pulled away from the 25 of Kevin Click, who is trying to close the gap to him, but with 4 laps to go, quickly running out of time to make it into the A main from the heat. Zarfos dives down through the middle, looking for a little bit of extra grip. Looks like that one cost him some time. Elby closed in very quickly on him. Batista staying glued to the high side. Smooth entry there into turns 1 and 2. That 54 machine looking very solid. Keeping that car nice and straight. Very fast for the moment. Contact between Zarfos and Elby. Adam a little crossed up because of that. Both drivers able to keep going, though. Kevin Click in the 25 going to bounce off the outside wall at turn 2. And Batista going to win this one. Zarfos second. Both drivers going to the pole race. And Adam Elby in the 74, your final transfer. But your Edmund Trophy Company heat race number 3 winner. Picking it up. That is Batista. So now we move on to our next event. And Mike, let us know who's in this one.
C-Main coming on to the racetrack now. Presented by Tim Sims. Gonna have, looks like 11 cars gonna go here in tonight's C-Main. Top 4 to the rear of tonight's B-Main. Gonna go 12 laps. Getting these guys onto pit roads. Everybody gridding up here. Still waiting for a couple. I don't think Justin Thomas is in the server, so I think we're going to bypass him. So we're going to have 10 going for the top 4 spots. Starting on the pole in the number 10 is going to be Cameron Merriman. Starting on his outside in the 17 or 54, that's Alex Staudiger. Starting in third in the 96, that is Matt Dixon. Scheduled to be fourth is Justin Thomas, but he did not make the call. So going to be fifth is going to be the 73 of Larry Moody. Starting sixth is the 118 of Scott King. Starting seventh in the 421, that is Britton Roxbury. Starting eighth in the number 5, that is Rusty Kruger. Starting in the 9th spot. In the 36, that's Nathan Davis. Starting 10th in the 4, that's Jason Randolph. And starting in the 11th spot is Joe Isabel. So 10 cars going to top 4 to tonight's B main. 12 laps is the distance. See who can get it done and move on.
The Tim Sims C main about ready to fire off. Lights are out on the Chevy Silverado. 4 drivers going to advance, and it is going to be a fight tooth and nail for that final transfer. Some stacked C main action getting ready to come your way as the pace truck gets out of the way, and Cameron Merriman in control of the field. Green flag is out as they race off into turn number 1. Cameron down to the bottom, up on the high side. Matt Dixon looked like he maybe got into the wall, or actually that was Alex Staudiger. Got in the wall a little bit into turn number 1, but gathered it in. Meanwhile, behind him, they are 3 wide going into turn number 1. Contact between all those cars now. It really is getting stacked up. Scott King going to come out the loser in that one. He falls to 10th place, gathers himself back up, and has to try and work his way back forward. Another one hard into the wall. Did not catch who that was. I think that's the 36 of Nathan Davis. Britton Roxbury in the 421 trying that high side, but right now all the cars are using that high lane for all the speed they can. Matt Dixon in third as he's going to make a move on to second place. The 17 of Alex Staudiger trying to cross him back up down to the inside. 3 wide. Nope, just make it 2 wide. Now it's 3 wide into turn number 3. Roxbury on the high side trying to get the run up off the corner. Oh, man, almost got squeezed into the outside wall by the 55 machine. Three wide once again. A very intense battle here for the final transfer spot. There's 6 cars, high, low, middle, crossing sideways all over the track here. Big Eldora half-mile speedway allows this kind of racing. Roxbury in the 421 has made his way up into second place. For the moment, Joe Isabel holds on to the final transfer spot, but Rusty Kruger down on his inside. Alex trying to pull away, solidly in third place for the moment. Joe Isabel holding on to fourth as they start to get single file. 3 laps to go. Cameron Merriman in the 010 has pulled away here. Has a 2.2 second lead over Britton Roxbury. Roxbury started deep in this C main, has made it into a transfer spot. The final transfer spot for the moment, though, is Joe Isabel. Jason Randolph trying to take it away from him. Got to the back bumper there and trying to find a little bit of room as we were in the final lap. Cameron Merriman making his way through 3 and 4, easily pulling through that corner and walks away with a C main win. Your Tim Sims C main winner. Moving on to the B main along with Britton Roxbury, Alex Staudiger, and Joe Isabel. And now we move on to our B main starting lineup.
B main getting lined up here on the racetrack on pit road. B main presented by Physical Medicine of Oklahoma, brand new sponsor here with the Dirt Slingers. Top, gotta look. Gonna have, looks like top 12 to tonight's A main. So everybody's gonna transfer. So everybody's just running 4 starting positions, trying to get into the Balducci, and then we're going to have the Balducci trucking pole dash as soon as we finish up here with the B main. Starting on the pole in the number 7, that is Jacob Field. Starting on his outside in the number 19, that is Troy Wagaman. Starting in the 3rd spot in the number 10, that's Ryan Scheidt. Starting 4th in the number 1, that is Mason Hannigan. Starting 5th in the 422, that is Mike Roxbury. Starting 6th in the 21, that is Shea Paulo. Starting 11th in the number 11, or starting 7th in the 11, that is Cole Newhoffen. Starting 8th in the number 10, that is Cameron Merriman. Starting 9th in the 421, that's Britton Roxbury. Starting 10th in the 17, that is Alex Stautiger. And starting in the 11th spot in the 26, that is Joe Isabel. So 11 cars. Everybody will transfer to tonight's A main, the Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series A main event here tonight. So everybody's running 4 starting positions in that. It's going to go 14 laps to decide tonight's B main.
Lights are out on the Silverado. We get ready to fire off our B main event. Jacob Fields in control of the field. Troy Wagaman on his outside. Fields bringing them around nice and tight. We get ready to make some noise. The B main is underway, and Fields with a good jump. Troy Wagaman up to the high side, a big train down up on the inside wall. Battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th place. Cars are all over the place. You can even throw in a 3rd place there. The 10 machine of Ryan out into 3rd, but the yellow flag is going to come out. Cameron Merriman and Shea Paulo in trouble here, and Shea got a torn up front wing. We'll see if he's going to have to hit pit road to work on that race car if he can get back out there. Good news for these 2 drivers. Everyone is making it into the A main. They are just fighting for starting positions. And so Jacob Fields going to have to do that again. Troy Wagaman in the 19 in 2nd place. Ryan Scheidt in 3rd. 4th for the moment going to Mason Hannigan in that 1 machine. Mike Roxbury in the 422 tucked in behind Hannigan. That's going to make up your top 5 for the moment. So caution coming out here on lap number 2. I want to thank everyone for joining us here tonight on the Dirt Racing Network, whether you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. Give us a shout out. Let us know who you're cheering for. My favorite driver was lucky enough to make it into the A main here tonight. We'll see how he fares when it comes time for that. But here in this B main, have not yet decided who is going to walk away with that B main victory to start this season off. Jacob Fields holding on to the lead for the moment as the lights have gone out on the pace truck. Fields starting to pull the field down to the inside as the green flag flies. We're back underway. And Fields gets a good jump over Wagaman. Troy down to the inside looking for a little extra grip. Can't quite get the drive he needs, and he slides up to the high side. Meanwhile, Ryan down on the bottom going to have to deal with the 10 machine. Wagaman dealing with the 10 machine as Ryan going to squeeze down on the bottom. Keeps it down there, does not drift up. And that allows Troy Wagaman. Pinches him off down into turn number 1. Meanwhile, the battle for 4th place. Mason Hannigan going to get into the wall. Cole Newhoffen tags him just a little bit as he had nowhere to go. Mason going to gather it back in, but he has lost a ton of ground. Mason falling all the way down into 9th place. All of that going down. Jacob Fields in the 007 pulling away as he is working lap number 6. Now make it lap number 7 of 14. Ryan Scheidt in the 10, still battling with the 19 of Troy Wagaman. Those two running wheel to wheel. One along the wall on the high side, one along the wall down on the bottom. Wagaman looked like he got a little crossed up coming off of turn number 4. The break the 10 machine needed. Smooth sailing down on the inside lane by the 10. A little bit difficult to keep your car straight. That 10 making it look easy for the moment. Cole Newhaufen in 4th place up on the high side trying to close in. Keep in mind, everyone going to make the show here, so they are just battling for starting positions in the A main. Joe Isabel working down to the inside of the 421 of Britton Roxbury. Roxbury up on the high side. As Cole Newhaufen's going to get into the wall, Roxbury tries to dodge him. Newhaufen goes around and collects Joe Isabel in the 26, and Joe ends up on his side. So Joe having to take the flatbed hauler to his pit lane. We are back under caution with 4 laps to go here in our B main. Britton Roxbury, who started deep in this B main, has made it up into 4th place. Bad heat race for the 421, but able to make his way through the C. Here he is sitting solidly up into 4th place. Mason Hannigan, who got into the wall not too long ago. That one machine now finds himself in 5th place. So Jacob Fields in the 007 has led every lap of this B main. Lights have gone out on the Silverado. Field forming up nicely behind the pace truck. Close that gap, boys. Get nose to tail, because here we go once again. Going to be 3 laps to go when the green flag comes out. Fields on the throttle. Wagaman already having to deal with the hard charging Ryan Scheidt. This time they swap spots. The 10 to the high side, the 19 down on the bottom. Britton Roxbury trying to work his way through as they almost get together for 2nd place. Now Ryan in that 10 machine. Slide job up into the race lead. Wagaman in the 19 down on the bottom. Britton Roxbury watching all this go down right in front of him. 4 cars battling for the race lead as we're in the final lap here in our B main. Ryan Scheidt in the 10 pulling away for the moment. Here comes the 19 of Troy Wagaman down to the inside. We got one slow, and that might have cost Wagaman a shot at it, but the 10 of Ryan Scheidt going to win your B main here tonight. Everyone able to transfer in from the B main. Just a good, hard battle for starting spots in tonight's A main. But now we move on to our next portion of the race night. And Mike, I don't know about you, but it seems like with each race we accomplish here tonight, these drivers get up on the wheel a little bit more. I know the track's starting to slick off some. Driver's going to have to try and maintain these 900 horsepower alcohol breathing machines, and it's not always easy.
Yeah, these 410 machines are very much a handful, especially here at Eldora when the track slicks off. But we got some of the best on the server here tonight, and a lot of them are going to be here in the Balducci Trucking pole dash that's getting lined up here on the back straightaway. Race control is currently reading out the starting lineup. Going to go 8 laps. Going to set the first 3 rows of tonight's A main. We got Lewis Hewitt starting. We got, looks like Jeremy Zarfos, Lewis Hewitt on the front row. Then we got Austin Simmelman and John Batista, row 2, Josh Stanky and Alex Smulders, row 3. So 6 cars going 8 laps here to set the field in the Balducci Trucking Pole Dash top 3 rows of tonight's Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series race here at the Eldora Speedway.
Jeremy Zarfos in that 5. Familiar spot for him. He started on pole for his heat race. Was able to bring it home in second place. Once again, he's on front row for the pole dash due to the redraw. We'll see what he has in store for the field as they come around. And the green flag waves. Zarfos with a good jump to his outside is... Hold on as I wait for my timing and scoring to readjust. Zarfos going to fall into second place. Lewis Hewitt in the 3 machine, solidly battling with that 5. Now he slides down to the inside, door to door. Well, I guess if there were doors on these things. But Hewitt in that 3 with a good run. Zarfos down on the bottom, lost a little bit of ground, but he drives to the bottom once again. Up on the high side, though. That is the 54 Batista. He's going to slide into second place up on that high side rim riding. Very quick pole dash, 8 laps in total. Here's we're working, I believe, lap number 3. Mulder's in that 211 at the tail end of this, battling with Joshua Steinke. Zarfos falling into 5th place here as the 18 machine of Austin Simmelman holding on to it. Zarfos going to give a slide job. Simmelman dives back down to the inside. Steinke watching this all go down. He decides he wants a piece of that. Works the bottom lane. But Lewis Hewitt in the 3 machine out in front. Batista trying to catch him as we have 2 laps to go here in our Balducci Trucking Pole Dash. And Hewitt up on the rim. Riding that wall, Batista trying to follow suit and close the gap. Final time around, Hewitt looking like he is in control of this one. Into 3 and 4. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd place, a big one, but Hewitt going to win it. Batista finishing in 2nd. And at the line, that one was pretty darn close. Not sure if that was Steinke or Simmelman bringing it home in 3rd. And as they line up, it is going to be Lewis, Batista, Simmelman, Steinke, and Zarfos. Those are your top 5 with Alex Smulders bringing it home in 6th. So, Mike, track is opened up for a little bit of warm-up. So, how about you tell us what's happening next?
Gonna send it to a commercial really quick here. All right, these guys are coming back, getting ready to advance. 24 cars going to come on to the racetrack. 23 cars, I believe. We only had 11 in that B main, so 23 cars. Going to get them lined up. Going to go 35 laps here around Eldora Speedway for the Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series race here tonight. Race control is going to let these guys take the Irish and green flag once he does that. Once they do that, they're going to stay at pace speed. They're going to rearrange those first 3 rows and how they finished in the Balducci Trucking Pole Dash. Once race control is satisfied with that, they will give you the greatest sight in all of motorsports. 4-wide salute to the fans for tuning in here tonight on the Dirt Racing Network. Once he does that, it's going to be about 4 laps, and then we are going to cut him loose for 35 green flag only laps here tonight. These guys are gridding up. I'm going to give you the starting lineup from 7th on back, since we're going to rearrange those first 3 rows. So starting in the 7th spot in the number 5, that is going to be Braden Eiler. Starting in the 7th spot was Eiler. Starting 8th in the 85, that is Tyler Shell. Starting 9th in the 74, that's going to be Adam Elby. Starting 10th in the 91, that's Ernie Williams. Starting 11th in the 15, that's Michael Sheridan. Starting 12th in the 25, that's Kevin Click. Starting 13th in the 10, that's Ryan Scheit. Starting 14th in the 19, that's Troy Wagaman. Starting 15th in the 421, that's Britton Roxbury. Starting 16th in the 7, that's Jacob Fields. 17th in the 1, that is Mason Hannigan. 18th is Alec Stoutiger. 19th in the 21, that is Shea Paulo. 20th in the 11, that's Cole Newhoffen. 21st in the 422, that is Mike Roxbury. 22nd is going to be Cameron Merriman. And 23rd in the 26, that is Joe Isabel. So 23 cars making the call here. Going to go around one more time. Race control will rearrange those first 3 rows once they take the iRacing green flag. Once he is satisfied, we're going to cut him loose. Or we're going to do the 4 wide, then cut him loose. Should be a great show. A lot of top drivers here on the server here in attendance tonight for the season number 4, I believe, for the Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series race.
As the field works its way around this half-mile speedway, iRacing pace truck gets out of the way. Drivers work towards their starting lineup. 30 green flag laps on order here tonight. Oh, 35, I apologize. Lewis Hewitt going to take over the top spot. John Batista on his outside. Austin Simmelman down on the inside of row number 2. On his outside will be the 80 of Joshua Steinke. Row number 3 will be the 5 of Jeremy Zarfos. And on his outside, the 211 of Alex Smolders. That is going to make your starting a lineup as they split. We go 4 wide. A beautiful sight, seeing all that horsepower lining up 4 wide as they salute the fans working their way on to the front stretch. No other sight in all of racing as these drivers appreciate all the hard work that the crews do. Not only the crews, but the fans who come and make this show possible. And the field rushes quickly to get into line as we get ready to go green flag racing. Lewis Hewitt in the 3 machine in control of the field. And the green flag is out, and Hewitt easily clearing the 54 Batista, but not so much. Here comes Austin Simmelman to the inside. Batista on the back bumper, Hewitt, Simmelman down on the bottom. As Simmelman works his way right through the middle, found a little bit of something there. Not enough to take the lead away from Hewitt. And Batista up on the high side all over that back bumper. Hewitt trying a little bit of a different line into the entry. We got one into the wall. Not sure who that was. I believe that was Steinke, but he gathers it back in. So Simmelman into 3rd place. Steinke in 4th. Jeremy Zarfos holding on to 5th place. Back behind all of Zarfos. These drivers really starting to mix it up. It's hard to see exactly who's trying to go what, where, and why. The 91 of Ernie Williams into 6th place. Looking for a little bit more coming up off the corner. Braden Eiler in the 6 machine as the yellow flag is going to come out. Ryan Scheit in the 10, pointed in the wrong direction, almost making contact with Mike Roxbury. Going to see what happened to the 10 machine here. As I backed it up a little bit, the 0-1-0 going to make contact with him on the front stretch. That was just tight racing by all those drivers. And so the 10 of Scheit and the 010 of Cameron Merriman get together on the front stretch to bring out our first caution of the night. Mike Roxbury in the 422, already missing his front wing, so some rough racing going on at the back of the pack. Lewis Hewitt in the 3, though, out in front of this field. Batista sitting in second, third place, Steinke. Austin Simmelman fourth. Jeremy Zarfos rounding out your top 5. Lights have gone out on the Silverado. The Lewis Hewitt trying to pick up the opening race of the season. Brings the field up to the high side here at Eldora. Pace truck down and away, and Hewitt gets on the throttle as we go back. Green flag racing. Hewitt clearing Batista by a little bit. Got some breathing room as he gets up on the high side, puts that right rear right onto the cushion, trying to pull away. Meanwhile, Simmelman down to the inside of Steinke. Joshua into third place. Braden Idler in the 6th, battling with Jeremy Zarfos, but the yellow is going to come out. Adam Elby on his side in the 74 machine, and it looks like the 25 of Kevin Click getting involved into this one as well. Click and Elby just getting together coming up off of turn number 4. And Elby going to end up the big loser in that situation as he was unable to continue. So Kevin Click in the 25 machine. Looking like maybe he had some damage or trying to drop to the tail end of the field here. One thing hasn't changed so far. That is your race leader. That is the 3 of Lewis Hewitt. Batista in the 54 into second place. Joshua Steinke in the 80 has moved it up into third place. Fourth is the 18 of Austin Simmelman. Jeremy Zarfo is going to round out your top 5. As the lights go out one more time on the Chevy Silverado. Field getting bunched up, nose to tail. Going to send them off one more time and start work on lap number 11 here. As the green flag comes out, Hewitt with a good jump. Batista trying to reel him back in. Zarfos down to the inside of Simmelman. Contact was made, and that's going to cost Jay-Z some time. Ernie Williams in the 91 sliding into 5th place, taking advantage of that situation. And now Ernie Williams sets his sights on a 4th place Austin Simmelman. Alex Smolders in the 211 into 6th place as the yellow flag comes out once again. Troy Wagaman in the 19 machine. Heavy damage on that 19. We'll see what happened as this one took place on the backstretch. Wagaman's going to get contact with the 85. Ends up on his top wing. Break dances a little bit. Lands it on all 4s and gets rolling, but heavy damage to that 19 machine. Tyler Schell in the 85. Missing his front wing. Looks like from earlier contact. And so another caution flag coming out here at Eldora as the track is really slicked off. So Hewitt gonna have to try and get another perfect restart. So far, he has done a great job at it. Batista finding himself in second place. Race control issuing the EOL to Tyler Shell in the 85 machine. So he was gonna have to work his way back through the field. A beautiful Ohio sunset here tonight as these drivers working their way through the A main. Pace truck down and away. Lewis Hewitt on the throttle with another good restart. Batista following in his tired track. Steinke in the 80 machine, a third car up on the high side. Simmelman going to dive down to the bottom, trying to make something happen for third place. Looking for a run up off the corner, but that high side just working too well for the moment. But at the front, Batista with a slide job to take over the top spot. Lewis Hewitt in the 3 says, not so fast. I really want to win this one, as he returns the favor and takes over the race lead. But Hewitt's going to get into the wall a little bit. That's going to slow his momentum up. Pivots that sprint car to the left and dives down to the inside of Batista. Simmelman in the 19, still trying that inside line, trying to work his way around Steinke. But again, Batista, slide job to the front of the field. Again, Hewitt dives down to the inside, trying to keep that 54 machine at bay. Hewitt has it for the moment. Batista a little crossed up coming off of turn number 4. That is going to give Hewitt some breathing room as the yellow flag comes out once again. As Braden Eiler in the 6 involved in this caution. Eiler racing with the 211 of Smolders, working his way off a turn number 4. Looks like he made a contact with a car just ahead of him. That was Michael Sheridan in the 15 and sent him on around. So Eiler falling back to 22nd. And once again, Lewis Hewitt going to restart at the front of the field, but the 54 machine of John Batista got in a few jabs during that green flag run. Hewitt knows that that 54 machine is there without a doubt. So, Mike, this 35-lap race here tonight, so far we've had some cautions out here, but this racing has been wild with drivers all over the place. What can we expect here for the finish?
I think you're going to see a lot of the same. Slide jobs is going to be the name of the game, I believe, here, especially we get towards the end. Eldora is pretty famous to get up against the fence, and the only way you really can pass is throwing that slide job. But Austin Silverman tries to make the bottom side work. He's been doing it so far. See if he can still hang on and hang in that top 5 and maybe get up to the win with somebody else running in the same line he is.
As the lights go out on our pace truck, Hewitt going to have to try and fend off the 54. Third place, Joshua Steinke. What's he got up his sleeve? DSRL veteran in that 80 machine. Pace truck looking at that pit entry, dives down out of the way. Hewitt on the throttle, picks the front end up. We are back underway. As the caution flag comes out one more time. Jeremy Zarfos in the 5 machine getting in trouble here. Catching up to the back end of the field. Zarfos had spun down to the inside coming off of turn number 2. Went into turn 1 down on the bottom. Contact happened in front of him and it looked like he maybe checked up a little bit. That checkup pulled him into the inside wall and sent him on around. But while all that was going on, the 54 of Batista taking over the top spot from Lewis Hewitt. So, Mike, the laps are counting down here, and I promise this time I'm watching live.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure you were I'm doing the broadcast, the engineering, and you're doing the commentary, and you're like a lap behind. So luckily we had the caution. You can get caught back up, and we can see how this is going to shake out. I mean, you need if we can get a good string of green flag laps, I think we can really see what these guys got, especially the front five or so are pretty good here. I mean, Batista and Lewis Hewitt had a great slide job battle there for 3 or 4 laps, and I think we're going to see much of the same here. But don't count out that 80 and that 18 behind them. They're pretty stout as well, and see what happens here as we finish up.
Lights are out on the pace truck. The 54 machine going to have his shot at the restart. And Batista picks up the throttle. Hewitt looked like he spun the tires a little bit. Batista easily into turn number 1, unchallenged. Hewitt in the 3 machine, trying to reel him back in. Meanwhile, the battle for third, the 80 of Steinke on the wall. The 18 of Simmelman still working that bottom lane. He has not given up on trying to make that work. Now he is wheel to wheel, pulling up pretty much even down the backstretch. Simmelman holding on to it. Now he's going to go up to the high side as Steinke tried the bottom. And Simmelman getting a run, slices down to the inside, going to pull a slide job, but Hewitt in the 3 machine was coming down, and Lewis Hewitt going to get into trouble here. Ends up pointed in the wrong direction, heavily torn up is that 3 machine. And that all came when Austin Simmelman went to do a slide job, and Hewitt went to pull down low to get a run up off the corner. And Hewitt looks like he is done for the night and has gone directly to pit lane. And so after leading a ton of laps here in the opening race of the season, an early exit for the 3 of Hewitt. So caution flag coming out once again. Batista in the 54. In control of this field, your race leader, Joshua Steinke, sitting in second. Third place now is the 18 of Austin Simmelman. Ernie Williams Jr. in the 91, sitting in fourth. And rounding out your top 5 is the 421 of Britton Roxbury. Michael Sheridan tucked in right behind him, sitting in 6th place. Cole Newhaufen, we haven't talked a whole lot about here in the A main, finding himself up into 7th place. Alex Smolders in 8th. 9th, Cameron Merriman. As the green flag comes out one more time, the 54 Batista goes to the high side. Simmelman went there as well, tagged the wall, now works down to the bottom. Ernie Williams in the 91 had to check up. That cost him a little bit of space on the track. Britton Roxbury in the 421 all over his back bumper. Cole Newhaufen diving down to the inside of Michael Sheridan. That is a battle for 6th place. Sheridan holding on to it for the moment. But that 11 machine rolling that inside lane, trying to take it away. They come up wheel to wheel in the front stretch. Mulder's in that 211, going to dive down in the middle. Didn't get the run up off the corner he needed to make it 3 wide, so he tucks in behind the 15 of Sheridan. But at the front of the field, the 54 Batista starting to pull away from Joshua Steinke in the 80 machine. Ernie Williams has made it up into 3rd place as Austin Simmelman stays down on that inside line. It looks like Simmelman not liking his setup for that high side. Britton Roxbury into 5th place. Bounces off the outside of turn number 2. Ernie Williams, though, has caught the back bumper of the 80, does a slide job, moves into second place, but Steinke going to slide down to his inside, returning the favor. The 80 machine back into second place as he found a little bit of something there right in the middle of the track. Got a good run up off the corner. And Ernie Williams Jr., though, this time through 1 and 2. Good run on the high side, going to bring him wheel to wheel. While these two battle it out, Batista pulling away. Williams again to the high side. Again trying to work 1 and 2. He's got something figured out in 1 and 2. Steinke has something figured out in 3 and 4. The 80 slides up a little bit, but has to check up, and that's enough to give second place to the 91 of Ernie Williams as we got contact on the front stretch. Yellow flag coming out. Joe Isabel in the 26 pulling onto pit road. Alex Staudinger on his lid. So too is the 11 of Cole Newhaufen. And so caution coming out for these two as they end up on their lid. And it looks like Simmelman maybe got a piece of that as well. Check and see what happened here from my point of view. Simmelman got loose coming off of turn number 4. Cole Newhaufen had nowhere to go as they crashed down into turn number 1. Several cars getting involved in this one. So a big stack up, and that has put Simmelman on the pit road. So another driver who was inside the top 5 at one point here tonight, finding himself with an early exit, packing up and leaving Eldora early. Now, Mike, where are we racing at next week?
Let me look. I'll get back to you on that one.
All right. We're going to figure out where we're at next week. Some of these drivers going to have a head start, get that pristine pit spot. All about the bright side. Sure, you may not have won the race here tonight, but get an early exit and head on to the next track, which will be Williams Grove out in Pennsylvania. That is going to be another exciting Thursday night piece of action, but the lights have gone out on the pace truck. Batista in the 54. Going to get a good jump here, but Ernie Williams, who has been quietly working his way forward in that 91 machine, running out of laps to try and make something happen, but this is the closest he has been to the race lead, and Ernie Williams, like a dog with a bone, trying to hold on to second place, as Steinke's not going to let him get away. Batista is starting to open up a gap. Britton Roxbury has made it up into 4th place, as the battle for second place has 3 cars, all 3 of them bouncing off the wall there. We have 5 laps to go in our Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw feature. Michael Sheridan in the 15. Slide job on Roxbury in that 421. Sheridan moving into 4th place. Roxbury returning the favor in 1 and 2. Sheridan trying to pull down to the inside. Smolders in the 211 right there is a caution going to come out one more time. The 6 of Braden Eiler on his lid as he has gotten in trouble here tonight. I'm going to back this up myself, see what happened to the 6 of Eiler. Eiler and Jacob Fields going to get together coming off of turn number 2. And Fields gets stuck in the wall. Eiler ended up upside down. Wheels pointed to the sky, not the way the 6 wanted to finish the race here tonight. So the 54 Batista going to have to pull off another restart. We'll have 3 laps to go when the green flag flies. Right now, it looks like we're down to 14 cars on the track. We started 23, so attrition really taking its toll on the drivers here tonight. But as I mentioned, with 3 laps to go, when the green flag comes out. Can Ernie Williams find a way around the 54 Batista? John Batista needs a good restart here. Now's not the time to make a mistake on your restart because there is not a whole lot of time to recover. As the Pace truck gets ready to get out of our way, Batista brings him down to the inside wall. On the throttle is the 54, and he gets a good bite into turn number 1 cleanly. Ernie Williams can only watch as the 54 starts to pull away. Steinke sitting in third. Sheridan trying to make something happen down on the inside. Drifts up onto the cushion. We got 2 laps to go. Roxbury trying to work over the 15 machine. Not able to make it happen just yet. Mason Hannigan throwing his hat into this battle as well. But Batista in the 54 going to see the white flag this time into turns 1 and 2 for the final time here in our Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw feature. Into 3 and 4 unchallenged. Meanwhile, Ernie Williams, Joshua Steinke going at it. Steinke going to be in second place. Williams finishing in third. But your race winner is the 54 of John Batista. So as the drivers make their way onto the front stretch, we get ready for our post-race show. The 54 machine goes around one more time to celebrate a hard-fought win here at Eldora. Thank you with a good move in the closing laps to bring it home in a second. With Ernie Williams in the 91 finishing in third. So guys, we're going to set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back. Ernie Williams Jr., congratulations on third place here tonight. That 91 machine had to work its way through the field, man, and you did an outstanding job to bring it home in third. Tell us a little bit about your race here tonight.
Yeah, I did a lot of my work early, getting around a lot of fast guys. I started, I think, Ace put me behind like Eiler, and I knew he would be tough if he maintained. I seen he got out, but I got around him early, which gave me a little bit of confidence because I knew he'd be running the same line as me. Then I just picked my way up through there. Slowly but surely, guys were getting off the cushion and was leaving it open for me, and it just left me a clean line, and I got it working a little bit and got around some people, and I think Lewis and somebody got into it, someone got into it, but there towards the end, my car started to come in a little bit good. I was running second, and probably if we could have had a 10 lap run, I might have had something for John, but I ended up third, let Josh get around me there towards the end because I was pushing it too much down the back stretch. But all in all, we'll take 1, 2, 3 for BDM. It's a good run for all of us.
All right, man. Well, nice job out there. Solid third place finish to kick off the season. Can't be too disappointed with that. But any shout outs and thank yous you need to give to help cement this third place?
Give a shout out to Tim Nichols with Tim's Sims. He's going to be around here for too long when the opening tracks back up. So make sure you guys come support us. Black Diamond Motorsports, we did a hell of a job tonight. 1, 2, 3, won the podium. Can't beat that. Way to start out the season. DSRL for putting on the league. You for coming in, helping broadcasting it. Can't wait to go back and watch it, man. I know you'll do a good job, and can't wait till next week, and hopefully we'll see you guys then too.
That is Ernie Williams Jr., your third place driver in that 91 machine. Now it's time to move on to our second place finisher. That is the pilot of the 80, Joshua Steinke. Josh, congratulations on second place out there, man. A bold move in the last lap got you that second place.
Yeah, I mean, the car felt good all night. I never really qualified that good, and I got second, and I was able to keep it up front in the heat, and it was just running good all night. I mean, the car was glued. I was able to come off the cushion the way I needed to, and it was able to just handle, and I was very fortunate to have this car underneath me, and it seemed like all the guys made good work of it as well, getting a 1, 2, 3. And I was running second. I thought I was might have been one of the faster cars in the beginning of the race with Lewis and John in front of me, but I just was being patient. Seemed like it went away on me a little bit. Ernie got by me. I didn't really want to dice it up too much since we were 1, 2, 3, and kept it low. He seemed faster, and then at the end, his car went away, and I was able to get a last lap slider on him and made it stick. And the car just was feeling good right at the end. But overall, a great night.
Well, solid run by the 80. And, you made your way into the pole dash, had a good showing there. Good showing all night long. Second place here in the opening race of the season. Who you got to thank for that effort here tonight?
I like to thank guys at Black Diamond, especially. They did great work tonight. Congratulations, John and Ernie, for the podiums as well. Brett at UDTV for sponsor, Drew at 19 Designs, Tim's Dirt Track Simulators. He does a lot for this league. He does a lot for a lot of people and even our team, and he's really appreciated around here. So thanks to him, and thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast. I'm ready to look back on this one. It was a great way to open up the new season. It should be a good one to watch, and I'd like to thank all the fans and family watching at home for watching.
All right, that is your second place finisher, the 80, Joshua Steinke, with a solid showing here tonight. But now we get ready to talk to the man of the night. That is the driver of the 54, John Batista. John, congratulations on your race win here tonight. Picked up the first win of the season, and you did it in a hard fought fashion in that battle along the wall here tonight at Eldora.
Man, I tell you what, I'm so freaking pumped about that victory. I've been a back marker for the last 10 weeks, and man, even a back marker beat Lewis Hewitt. Car was phenomenal from heat to end of the main. I figured out 3 and 4. Was able to really make the middle work coming off of 4, and I feel like that's where I made up most of my time, really all night, minus the heat race. But yeah, it wasn't that good of a race, unfortunately, but it seems to be the case for Eldora these days, especially how black ice the tracks get. But damn, man, I'm so excited right now. I can't believe I got that victory.
Well, you kicked off this season with a victory, so an outstanding drive and an outstanding feeling, man. We can hear the excitement in your voice, and I, for one, enjoyed the show up here in the booth. It was a blast to watch. But you mentioned that black ice, but the way you were driving that car was very straight out there all night long. Couldn't tell you were on black ice.
Yeah, actually, the last few pro races, if you would have watched my onboard, it's been a complete 180 from this previous weeks to this race. But the setup I ran at Eldora in the Australian class a few months ago at this point, and it was pretty good there. I think I got a top 3 with it. I can't make this setup work anywhere else, unfortunately. But yeah, it was really good tonight. I didn't get to run the bottom at all, not that I really wanted to, but I'm sure it would have been pretty good on the bottom or middle. I think my teammate Ryan Scheidt was running it, and he was making the bottom work there at the beginning. But yeah, it was really good.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on the race win. Any shout outs, thank yous, love that you need to send to those involved in your racing effort here tonight?
Oh yeah, I just want to thank my teammates at Black Diamond Motorsports. Of course, Drew Neal at 19 Designs, Jason Barati at Absolute Automation Security. Thanks for coming on board for this year's pro season. Yeah, you guys at Dirt Racing Network, Roger, for putting this on every week. This is one of my favorite series to run, the Thursday 410 Pros. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next week.
All right, that is John Batista, your race 1 winner of the season, and an outstanding drive in that 54 machine. And guys, Eldora delivered a outstanding race, in my opinion. I know we had some cautions, but these drivers still managed to battle through and put on a heck of a show when they were out there on those green flag laps. And Mike, I don't know about you, but man, I was pumped up for this one. I'm looking forward to the rest of this season.
Yeah, man, it's a great race. Starting out here at Eldora, it's pretty a tough track to get a hold of. We go next week to Williams Grove. It's just another one that adds to the excitement level. So it should be a great couple weeks here as we get going here with this season of the Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series.
That it is, and so Mike, just real quick, are we doing anything else here? Any other last minute things we need to do, or are we about ready to call it a night?
Before we call it a night, I'm going to just give a couple rundowns of what we got coming up here on the Dirt Racing Network tomorrow night. The Flat Out Sim Series at Williams Grove, 8:30 Eastern Time. For that one, Roger will have the call for that, and then we will be back Sunday night. Roger will have the call for the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. Looks like 7 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. And then I'll be back Monday night with the Tim Sims Monday Night Thunder Series. 2 shows on Monday night starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So great racing here tomorrow night, Sunday night, and then again Monday night as well.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. The Dirt Racing Network bringing you outstanding, dirt racing. So until we see you then, y'all stay safe and have a good night.